We welcome you back to Stony Brook University. Our busy homecoming weekend continues, and we are pleased to be joined by President McCormick. President McCormick, I know you've got a few months under your belt now here at SBU. Quite simply, what are some of the things you've come to love here at Stony Brook?
Well, first of all, let me thank you for this opportunity. Middle of a homecoming game, it gives me a chance to say hello to all the fans in the stands, and I'm so happy to be at Stony Brook. I love Stony Brook. I love lots of things about it. It's a terrific university. It has a lot of momentum. It's getting better and better by leaps and bounds. I have a lot to build on. My aim as interim president is to be the president, and I will. And that means keeping that momentum going, and it means addressing some of the key challenges that Stony Brook faces. But meanwhile, challenges aside, I can get back to them. This is a wonderful university. It has a team spirit. We're at a football game. It's worth mentioning. The whole university exhibits a team spirit. For example, we had a terrible, unexpected flood on August 19th, just 4 days before our students were to return to campus, or in the case of new students, come to campus for the first time. 2 residence halls were completely flooded and out of commission. One of them is back online now, fortunately. The other one, not so much. Several of our academic buildings were severely flooded, and classes were to begin just a few days hence. The teams pulled together. The facilities teams, the student affairs teams came together. The fact that the 2 residence halls were unusable meant we had to find 476 additional beds, which meant tripling up a lot of students, and it meant putting others in a hotel. And anyway, our guys did it, 476 beds. Some students were tripled, didn't expect to be so, but they probably prefer to be in the triple than at home. So it's a team, it's a university that comes together when there are problems to solve. And on even more important issues, such as building our academic excellence, investing in research, the university has a forward motion that I'm seeing and I'm really proud of.
How important, especially when you look at a weekend like this, how important are sports to Stony Brook?
Well, let me comment on the football team first. I'm really proud of them. I met with them before the first game of the season, and I've been in the locker room for every home win, every home game, including a home loss. It's wonderful, and it's wonderful in the same way that all sports are good for Stony Brook and for universities. They draw people in. The place to start, though, is with student athletes. Get a marvelous opportunity to learn to be teammates, to grow. Both of my daughters played considerable amount of sports, and I watched them grow and mature. One was a rower, one's a basketball player. Sports are great. They bring out the best in people, and so many of our leaders in business, in government, in other forms of activity have been our former athletes, and they learned what they do well on the field or on the court. Stony Brook athletes in particular they're a lot to be proud of. They're good students, first of all. 45 of our athletes have a 4.0 grade point average. You can't do any better than that. They're also successful. Our women's lacrosse team has played in the NCAA tournament for 11 straight seasons. And the women's lacrosse team reminds me of a point I made earlier. A few days after the flood, students were arriving. Campus was still trying to clean itself up. And the members of the women's lacrosse team were out there carrying students' suitcases into the residence halls. They spent the whole day helping students with their parents move into the residence. It was a wonderful form of service this year. I took great pride in meeting with them, as I've already mentioned. Billy Kosh is a remarkable coach. He's 32 years old, and he's won 5 games already this year. His first time as a head coach. In fact, I was in the locker room after the first win, which was, in point of fact, the second game of the season. People were ecstatic and happy and literally jumping up and down. I was jumping up and down with him. But he delivered a message that was so smart and so mature. Of course, he praised them for winning the game. But he also pointed out we can do better. We have to do better if we're going to win some more games this year. It was a sophisticatedly delivered message by a head coach who had just won his first game. And I was really proud to be here, just as I am proud to be at Stony Brook. This university is terrific, as I've already said, but it can be even better. But meanwhile, we've got a football game to finish today, and I have a really exciting year as interim president to finish in the months ahead. I must say, I'm not looking forward to finishing it up, but I'm looking forward to doing the job. I wake up every morning happy to go to work because I know I'm coming to Stony Brook University. And I know the people that I work with are just terrific team players, and we'll be working together on whatever the agenda for that day holds.
What kind of mark do you want to leave on Stony Brook?
I'd like to leave it even better than I found it, and that's saying a lot. That is saying a whole lot because it had momentum. My predecessor gave it tremendous momentum. We got the leadership role in the New York Climate Exchange, and we have significant accomplishments. They're getting a national reputation for our faculty and their research achievements. I believe can leave the university even better if we make some more investments in research and we make a strategic plan for increasing the size of our student body, and if we convince State University of New York and the University of New York and the State of New York to invest in our facilities. Many of our buildings are not what they should be. I can't fix all of that in a year, but we're going to make a big dent in the problem.
President McCormick, thank you so much for the time and enjoy the rest of the homecoming festivities.
Thank you for this opportunity to address the Stony Brook community, and I wish you a happy homecoming weekend too.
More to come on the other side here on SNY, Stony Brook, and William and Mary as part of homecoming weekend.